Kamala Harris is, and I'm not just saying this because it's election night, and I know this will be, the crowd will like it, she is the worst candidate I've ever seen run for major office in any party. It's insane. Like, if I just put it, forget even how you feel about it. If I just put it down on paper for you, and I was like, okay, listen, there's a candidate, and she's the nominee for the Democrats. And you'd go like, well, how did she win the primary? And I go, no, she didn't win a primary. She ran a presidential campaign 4 years ago and did so bad that she didn't make it to Iowa. She did worse than Pete Buttigieg. Yeah, you remember the 5-foot gay guy? She lost to him, okay? She's walked away from everything she was running on.
Oh, no.
Dave Smith is absolutely hilarious. What an amazing comedian telling the truth. And I agree with him. Kamala was the worst candidate.
Now you're doing this?
You're not going to give thoughts and prayers, which to me is just bull.
After all these years of pretending you were all formal.
Some are from whole countries.
Everything was about decorum. Countries are holes. Donald Trump, he wasn't presidential enough.
Slogan, fix the damn roads.
And now you're like, oh, so you never really believed any of that.
And they've been doing a pretty good job of it.
It's like them trying to turn on the woke stuff. It's like it just does, it's too long. You were so married to this for too long.
I'll never get enough of this. Dave Smith making fun of all of these Democrats.
What a disgusting piece of shit who will burn in fucking hell. Who will burn in hell for eternity. The butcherer of Libya and Syria and Yemen, Barack Obama is. That every goddamn time he's campaigning for somebody else, if you're not voting for the person who he wants you to vote for, his answer is that's because you're a terrible person. Yeah. Every goddamn time. If you don't support Hillary Clinton, it's because you're a sexist. If you don't support Kamala Harris, it's because you're a sexist. Listen, motherfucker, this country elected you twice. The first time by a landslide. And you have the nerve to turn around and act like this country is some white supremacist country. You two are worth over $100 million. You are amongst the most privileged people in our society. The only thing Barack or Michelle should ever say about America is what a great country we've been to them. Screw those people, man. You know,
absolutely based. Dave Smith is not afraid of anything. He's not afraid of being cancelled. He just speaks his mind.
Guy, Destiny, he's a popular YouTuber, and someone sent me a clip of his video responding to me. So it was me saying, I go, look, all the people who are trying to sell you on this war right now are the same people who were telling you 20 years ago that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction and that he was in bed with Osama bin Laden and he was about to nuke Kansas if we didn't, like go fight this preemptive war against him. And his response was, he was like, oh my God, these guys. So basically your point is just that everything is Iraq. Everything is the war in Iraq. That's it. You have one lesson from history, is the war in Iraq, and everything is Iraq. And I'm like, no, you fucking retard. That's not my point. My point is what I said, that the same people who sold that are selling you this. And that's reason enough to maybe be skeptical.
I agree with him. We should make love and not go to war at all. Wow.
It was heartbreaking for me to watch so many comedians cave to the woke stuff and then cave to the COVID stuff, because there's something like we're all supposed to be, at least I think, like renegades. That's the whole point. And that's what I fell in love with about stand-up comedy, is like, it's like, to me still to this day, I just love it so much. It's like the most beautiful thing that you get up on stage and your only instrument is your mind.
Like and subscribe if, like Dave Smith and myself, you love stand-up comedy.
And then you can like control a group of people and keep their like captive attention and get this very specific reaction out of them, which is laughter. And then there's something that came along with that, where it's like, you're your own boss. You don't answer to anybody else. I can say whatever the hell I want to say. And so to watch people, as particularly like successful comedians, be totally intimidated, say these things that they don't believe, was like just awful to watch. And
I gotta agree with him. I gotta side with Dave Smith right there. Free speech is probably the most important. We have to be able to keep speaking our mind freely.
Bro, you can't just say logically and then say whatever the you want after it, and then people will be like, well, that guy's logical.
So this is what Assoune does. He just laughs at you, but it's like you haven't countered this at all. Like it's like a counter to this would be like say like, well, no, if anything ever affects you, you do have a right to control it because that. But then he goes, oh, dude, you can't just say logically. This is what he does. It's really weak.
I agree. Assoune is probably not the best political commentator ever. I don't agree with a lot of what he says.
Dude, I was there when he got elected. And me and my friend Cam Haynes, were you there, Jamie? We were walking down the street, and Jamie too. We were walking down the street, and there was an anti-Trump protest. And I was watching this guy, this fucking stereotypical liberal progressive white guy was walking down the street, and he was chanting out, Donald Trump, KKK. Racist, sexist, anti-gay, Donald Trump. And then he saw this black couple walking towards him, and he starts going, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. He just like on cue. He's like, he got a, oh yeah, that part. Black Lives Matter. He just starts, and I'm like, this is adorable. These people are adorable.
These people are not adorable at all. They are freaks.
Yeah, it's something Donald Trump, he broke a lot of brains. Kamala Harris made a huge mistake by not going on Joe Rogan's podcast when she was invited on. But I think you've got it all wrong if you're looking at it like that. That was a wise move on Kamala Harris's part. There's no way that would have gone good for her. There's no way it wouldn't have been a disaster for her because Kamala Harris is not built to be able to speak openly and unguarded for 3 hours. Her whole thing is she's got to say talking points because otherwise you might find out that she has nothing. She's not interested in any policy. She doesn't have a deep thought on a single issue. There's a new game in town now, and it's an amazing precedent that's been set over this last election where now if you want to be president of the United States, you have to go and sit for an unedited 3-hour-long in-depth conversation, and Trump had to do a bunch of them. It's just simply the case that what the corporate media does, what the progressive establishment Democrats do, isn't built for that. It just can't be done.
Yep. Dave Smith is right. Once again, Kamala Harris would have not been able to go to Joe Rogan and make a good impression at all. She was simply the worst candidate ever for the Democratic Party.
Donald Trump stepped right in there like, this is exactly where I belong. Even someone like Jeb Bush. Has he ever been in a spotlight like that before?
Not with a guy like Donald Trump who doesn't follow any of the rules.
This is a tough business.
Oh, I know you're a tough guy, Jeb.
And we need to have a leader that is real tough. You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the presidency.
I'm at 42 and you're at 3, so
Doesn't
so
matter.
far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
You know, you started off over here, Jeb. You're moving over further and further. Pretty soon you're going to be off the end.
Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, guys, and like and leave a comment if you know that Donald Trump is the funniest president of all time.
Fucking people, so I can talk to you, but you should see, like, I try to talk about him at clubs, and man, people hate Trump. Like, the left-wing people who hate Trump, I think, hate him more than I've ever seen any human beings hate anyone. Like, it's insane. Like, you get on stage, you just mention Trump. Like, I was watching the news the other day, and Trump's on, and they're already like, what? Do you hate him? You better say you hate him soon. Are you on my team? If you're not on my team, I want you out of here. Like, what are you? And you're like, Jesus, calm down. Like, take a breath. That's my advice to all you people who hate Trump. Just take a fucking breath. You're blowing it. You're all overplaying your hand. You're making them look better. I hope they get that. Right away, it was like Trump.
I agree. The Trump derangement syndrome is strong in some people, and a lot of people, unfortunately.
Trump's Hitler. The second he came out, Trump is Hitler. I've heard that so many times now, that Trump is Hitler. I swear, if he's anything short of Hitler, I'm going to be like, he did a pretty good job. You know? That's what you guys have done. Congratulations.
Trump is not Hitler at all.
I'm going to be like, yeah, Trump was pretty good. And you'll be like, pretty good? He gassed 20,000 people. I'll be like, only 20,000. You guys were making it out like it was going to be a whole thing, and then sort of Hitler, you were an alarmist, really, at the end of the day.
This is absolutely hilarious.
It's been very sad, personally, for me to see. I mean, guys like Stephen Colbert, if you could go back and watch the old Colbert Report, it was so funny. The guy is so talented. And to see what he's been doing the last few years, it's like, it's a very weird feeling to see somebody you had previously respected for their craft, a craft that you have dedicated your life to and care about very much, to see them just like so pathetic and just grasping for approval from the powerful. So there's been a lot of that.
Honestly,
Where do you think that
it is sad to see. I gotta agree. I used to watch all of these late night shows. I enjoyed them pretty much. But now that I know that they're just bending to the corporate, I don't think I like this anymore.
transgender issue is going to go? Now, shortly after the election, Michael Malice predicted Democrats would start tiptoeing away from it. And we did see on Twitter or X some people starting to remove their pronouns from their bios, which was interesting. But on the other hand, we still see on the state level, they're still going to die on the hill of boys and girls sports. So I could see it going either way.
Some people are walking away from it. There definitely has been a realization by the progressive establishment that this stuff is deeply unpopular and does not help with winning elections. To that extent, I think there are some people that are trying their best to walk away from it. The problem is that it really is like a cult kind of rose up over the last decade, and there are true believers all over the place. And it's going to be very difficult to completely undo that.
You want people to be proud of the country.
If the Democrats keep at it, they have no chance to get reelected ever again. They have to go on the side of common sense.
Country they're living in. I think an American pride right now is at an all-time low, and you got to give them something to be proud of. A friend of mine was like, "Why are you proud to be American?" And he's like, "I think you can be the best version of yourself here." That to me is America and something you still can be represented by.
I think that's always been the best thing about America, is that you could kind of be the author of your own story. It's never been perfect, never will be perfect, but it's like, you could like make something of yourself. And I think we very much take it for granted. It has not been true in most of the world for most of human history that you could like come from something kind of humble and make something really cool of yourself here. And that's awesome.
I agree. America is the land of opportunity, and it should stay that way. And we have to fight to defend it, to defend the values that we care for, of liberty, of freedom, of free speech in the Western world. Like, if you agree, thanks for watching and staying with me till the end, and click right there to watch the next one. And I will see you there. Bye-bye.